Hey guys, TGKS Productions. For this Red Dead Online video, we're going to be discussing how to purchase the prestigious Bounty Hunter license in online. We're also going to be discussing what all you're getting out of this license. And then lastly in this video, we'll be discussing whether this Bounty Hunter license or this prestigious Bounty Hunter license is worth it or not. So before I get into the main parts of this video, I just want to say I do understand that a lot of players have very strong opinions of this new Red Dead Online update. I will be making a separate video sort of talking about, I guess, those opinions or a more an opinionated video. Of course, there will be evidence to back up my opinions in that video, but this video is primarily for the purpose of being more informative. I'm not really going to be sharing too many opinions in this video. I am going to be discussing or obviously arguing whether or not this prestigious bounty license is worth it or not, but there'll be, a lot of evidence to back that up. But, this video is not going to be really too much opinionated. It's going to be much more informative. So moving on, first off, we're going to discuss how to purchase the prestigious bounty hunter license. You can see up in the top right of the corner of the screen there, it says go to bounty board to buy the prestigious bounty hunter license. That's the first notification that I've gotten. So essentially, in order to go and purchase the prestigious bounty hunter license, you need to visit any of the bounty boards that are spread out around the world of Red Dead Online. There's pretty much a bounty board in every town, or just about every town, just about every railroad station. So just about everywhere you spawn in the world of Red Dead Online, you should be close to a bounty board. Maybe unless you're up like very north, like up in Amberino, you might be fairly far away. But for the most part, anywhere you spawn in, you should be able to get to one fairly quickly. I spawned in Saint Denis, so I'm gonna head over to the Saint Denis bounty poster right now. So we're over at the Saint Denis Sheriff office here at the bounty poster location. You can see at the far right poster on the board here is the advertisement for the prestigious bounty hunter license. You can see it's going to cost 15 gold bars. We'll purchase that in a second. Let's first read the bounty poster here. So it reads, dutiful gentlemen and ladies of Lemoyne, New Hanover, West Elizabeth, New Austin, and Amberino, your state needs you. Do not sit idly while felons and reprobates roam free. Become a registered bounty hunter of the United States. For those esteemed citizens already known to law enforcement, uphold your name and progress your career with a prestigious bounty hunter license. Brave agents of the United States, we salute you. So that is the poster, what it reads there. We're going to go ahead and purchase the prestigious license here. Again, it costs 15 gold bars. And what we're going to look at next are the unlocks that are going to come with this. This is going to unlock 10 additional role levels for us for the bounty hunter role. So we're going to check what those unlocks are that come with those additional 10 role levels. So moving into what you're getting out of purchasing the prestigious bounty hunter license, we're going to look at the 10 rule levels here, which come with 2 new tiers, pretty much a tier every 5 levels. The veteran tier and then the prestigious tier. These are added onto the previous tiers that we had, the novice, promising, established, and distinguished. So essentially, these are the unlocks and the skills that I'm showing you right here. You unlock with these 10 rule levels. And I'm not really going to comment on too many of them. Obviously, you can check them out right on the screen here. But I will say, and I'm obviously going to reference back this later in the video, that Rockstar stated when they made their One Newswire article for this update, they talked about us getting new equipment. And when I thought of new equipment, I thought of equipment that would actually help us take down bounties more, effectively, efficiently, such as like the bolas, the reinforced lasso, the tracking arrows, or the pamphlet that allows you to craft tracking arrows, the bounty wagon. All of these seem like really pure cosmetics. None of these seem like they're going to really benefit you with bounty hunting and obviously make you a more successful bounty hunter. So I want you to obviously take that into consideration when we sort of talk about the worth of this prestigious bounty hunter license a little bit later in the video. Now, moving on, the only other really thing that players are getting out of this prestigious bounty hunter license are new free mode bounty hunter missions, as well as some new legendary bounties, which I'll talk about here shortly. But I want to talk about some things with these free mode bounty hunter missions. And the first thing you'll notice here is there are now black screens when you start a free mode bounty hunter mission. And I'm a little bit skeptical of this because I've had bad experiences with black screens in both of Rockstar Games' online titles, GTA Online, Red Dead Online. Of course, I'm sure they didn't intend this to be an issue, but I could see this being an issue possibly in the future with players getting stuck in black screens, starting bounty hunter missions. I hope that doesn't end up happening, but this is a change that they did make to these free mode bounty hunter missions. Now, the most noticeable changes to these free mode bounty hunter missions are the missions themselves. They have actually added some new missions into free mode. And just to show you some examples of ones that I got today, I didn't do a ton of them. I only did a handful of missions today, so I'm sure there's even some that I haven't gotten. But the first one I actually did here, I got sort of like a crime scene tracking setup. It's sort of similar to one that we've had in the past where you sort of have to like track down the bounty target, but it's sort of like two lawmen there and sort of a crime scene, and that track ended up leading me to the bounty target. So that was sort of cool. That was definitely different. Another mission I got actually had to escort a prison wagon with the bounty target in the back, and there were enemies, incoming that I had to obviously protect the bounty or the prison wagon that had the bounty target. And I believe that the driver of the wagon ended up getting killed, and I sort of had to capture the bounty target. So that was definitely different. I never had a free mode bounty hunter mission like that. And then the last one I'll mention here that I know that I never had before, and I think everybody would know that this is definitely a new one. This bounty was actually, if you can see on the post here, was issued by Harriet Davenport, which is a character that was added with our previous Red Dead Online update, the Natural Swirl update. So I thought this rather funny. It seemed to be sort of I guess, a person who is guilty of sort of a poaching operation. So, obviously Harriet Davenport would be all for stopping that. So you had to go around, free these animals, I believe they're white-tailed deer in my case, from these poaching cages, and then the target would arrive. That was pretty much the entirety of the mission. I do believe they also kept a lot of the older missions in as well. I did have a mission where I had to sort of go and go to like a scouting area and then wait for the target to arrive. Those I know have been in the game since the bounty hunter rule was added, but I do know that at least some have been removed. I believe they got rid of a lot of the ones that are really far away, because a lot of the pretty much all the bounty missions I started today were fairly close. So I do believe they got rid of the ones that were really far away. But again, I don't know how many new bounty missions were added, and I also don't know how many old ones may have been removed. Now, the last thing I will mention regarding these free mode bounty missions is you may be wondering, is the pay that you receive, the earnings you receive for completing these free mode bounty missions, are they increased at all? And I will tell you, from my experience so far, even though it's the first day when I'm recording this video of the update, I do not believe that they have been increased. I actually went back and looked at a video or a clip that I saved all the way back right after the Frontier Pursuits update release, which was when the original Bounty Hunter license was added into Red Dead Online. And I spent around like 10, 11 minutes on the bounty mission, and I received like 0.24 gold bars, as well as $13.50 for delivering the target alive. And on average today, I've been receiving about 0.16 gold for these free mode bounty missions. In fact, I haven't even been receiving any cash. I received cash for the first one. I believe it was around a little over $15. I do believe that might be a bug on my end, because I talked to one of my friends who said he's still receiving both cash and gold. I don't know why I started to only receive gold, but bottom line is the earnings do not appear to be increased at all. I can't really see how they would be. So the earnings seem to be around, I would say, the same. I did end up waiting on one of my missions that I participated in. I did wait until the last 30 seconds. It does appear that you still do earn a little bit more gold and probably even cash if you do happen to wait, a little bit longer, or, towards that last 30 seconds. But as far as the overall pay or the earnings, I do not believe that they have increased. Now, the last thing that players are receiving who purchase this prestigious bounty hunter license, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, are new legendary bounties. The first of which we received this week is Jean Beau Finley. And it works like the old legendary bounties, how there's 5 difficulties to them, and they get harder as you go through the difficulties, or more challenging, but you also earn more with the higher difficulty. You're going to earn more role XP, character XP, cash, gold. So that is obviously very nice. And I will say that this may be confusing for some players. This legendary bounty poster is not going to be under the option of other legendary bounties. If you already had the bounty hunter role, you played through legendary bounties. There's an option to click on legendary bounties with triangle. That's not going to be under that option. I believe that's not going to go under that option until you complete all 5 difficulties of Gene, Bo Finley, as well as any other legendary bounties. So I just figured I'd mention that if anybody is confused about that. I believe these legendary bounties reset every 48 minutes to an hour. It's one of those times. So you can sort of work through those 5 difficulties that way. So lastly in this video, what I'm going to be discussing is whether or not this prestigious bounty hunter license is worth it or not. I'm going to be doing it in a pro and con form. So let's first look at the pros for if you were to purchase the prestigious bounty hunter license. And we have 3 here that I was able to sort of derive. First of which is 10 new role levels with unlocks. We looked at that earlier in the video, and as you're going to see, I think this is easily going to get knocked out by a con. But we also have here with our second pro, new free mode bounty missions. We also talked about that earlier as far as there being, new missions in general, as far as ones that were never in the game before, as far as what you're actually doing in the mission. And then you're also going after new NPCs also that weren't in the game before. And we also have new legendary bounty missions for our third pro here. We have one in the game currently. We're supposed to be getting some more over the next few weeks according to RockstarGames. I would say that is arguably the pros that come with, or all the pros that come with purchasing the bounty hunter, prestigious bounty hunter license. So now that we look at the pros, let's look at the cons that I was able to derive here. And the first I have up here is that this prestigious bounty hunter license costs 15 gold bars. You might be wondering, well, why is that bad? Well, the original bounty hunter license also costs 15 gold bars, and you're actually getting arguably more out of the original license, which you still have to purchase just to get this prestigious one, but you're still arguably getting more out of that one than you are with, purchasing the prestigious one. And they're the same gold price, the same retail price. Obviously, a discount can make a difference, but you're only getting 10 role levels, with less unlocks than you are with the original bounty hunter license, where you're getting 20 role levels with much more unlocks. So why is the price the same is my question. And this sort of goes into a perfect segue into the next con, which is there's no new useful unlocks. And I mentioned this earlier. What I mean by no new useful unlocks is with the original bounty hunter license, you get unlocks such as like the bounty wagon, which can obviously allow you to capture more bounty targets efficiently. You have the reinforced lasso, which allows you to keep, targets captured longer. Bullets to help you capture targets. Tracking arrows, tracking arrow pamphlet to craft tracking arrows that allow you to, obviously craft those and use those to track down multiple targets more easily. You don't get any of those useful unlocks with these 10 new levels. They're all really purely cosmetics. And, so that's I think a big con in my opinion, especially considering Rockstar, I would say, misled us on the newswire saying there's going to be new equipment. I mean, it really isn't new equipment. It's just a lot of really useful or useless cosmetics. And I also put the black screen as the third con here with starting free mode bounty missions. I can see this being a con in the future in the case that as time goes on, players start to get stuck in these black screens. I hope that doesn't happen, but I could see that happening in the future. So all in all, after looking at both the pros and cons, what's sort of my final conclusion, my final opinion based on the evidence? I will tell you that I do not recommend this this prestigious bounty hunter license. I do not believe it is worth it. I will tell you this. I always recommend that, players, when they get into Red Dead Online, their first gold investments should be the roles. If you do not have any of the other, if you still need to get some of the other roles in Red Dead Online, like the Trader role, Moonshiner role, Collector role, Natural Source, or even the original Bounty Hunter license, which you need just to be able to purchase the prestigious Bounty Hunter license, I would get those first. Then, if you seriously have nothing else to really purchase, or at least no other roles to purchase with your gold, and you just sort of have gold to blow, then I would go with, this prestigious bounty hunter license. I'm going to say that's probably going to be a lot more less likely now, considering the daily challenge streaks are now being reset, and it's a lot harder to earn gold now. So that's sort of my opinion. But all in all, I really don't believe that it is worth the investment. In any case, guys, that's pretty much everything I want to share with you in this video regarding this new Bounty Hunter expansion in Red Dead Online that brought this prestigious Bounty Hunter license. If there's anything you believe that I didn't mention in this video that is worth mentioning, please leave a comment. But that's everything I had to share with you in this video. As always, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video again. Comment if you have any questions or something worth mentioning. I'll have some more videos out related to this update this week. And most definitely, guys, have a great day.